Video number 2 of the night. So I built something really awesome and expensive. I know. We're
And no,
talking.
it
Yeah.
wasn't solid gold.
No, it wasn't solid gold, but I hope to make it solid gold. Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, you guys might have seen
Smelting is
this.
dangerous, though.
We're not going to get into gold member jokes right now.
Ooh.
So you guys might have seen, depending on what your local Yu-Gi-Oh scene's like, Mermails. They're pretty crazy.
Super crazy.
How do you beat them? How do you play them? How do you do it right? How do you do it wrong?
You burn them with fire.
Yeah, that's what he says. But and a lot of people, I'm sure it frustrates you, but I built the deck. It's pretty awesome. It needs a lot of work though. So hopefully I can get some suggestions and maybe it'll help somebody out there figure out a way to get around him and a way to beat him. So we're gonna start with the monsters. First off is a recent choice I made: 2 Snowman Eater because I like well, it's Snowman Eater, first of all. He has so many
Of
uses.
course.
It's anti-Dolka, anti-Lagia. This deck gets shut down by Dino Rabbit. I really hate Dolka and Lagia and anything else that deck can pull out. So anything that I can just set and stop it with is beautiful on my part. I ended up siding these in a lot. They were a sideboard choice before, and it got to the point where I was siding them almost every game, and I was like, what am I doing wrong here? These need to be main decked right now.
Of course.
Moving on to the next big player in the deck, really big player, Deep Sea Diva at 2. Some people like to run 3. I only like 2. She runs out of targets sometimes, or she runs out of important targets sometimes. She's got to be targeting a level 3 or lower Sea Serpent. And if you're running the deck right, in my opinion, you've got maybe 4 to 6 targets for Diva at any given time.
Definitely useful because
yeah.
she's dangerous when you pull her out.
Absolutely. You throw her down, summon Atlantean Marksman, go for Catastor, summon heavy infantry from the deck, and either go for Armor Arm or use heavy infantry's effect to summon another Sea Serpent from your hand, like who else? Marksman to go for Gungnir, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, which you'll see later. He's awesome. Or even summon Dragoons and go for like Stardust or a level 8 or something. Beautiful synchro options, or you could even summon another heavy infantry and go for Gachi Gachi right out of the deck. It's cool. So a little more versatility in the plays right here. This is a big, annoying card for a lot of people. Genix Undyne, it was really overlooked before. Not a lot of people. This card didn't see a lot of play until the Mermails came out and the Atlanteans came out. When you summon her, you pitch one from your deck to your graveyard. You pitch a water monster from your deck to your graveyard, and then get Genix Controller. So what? You get a level 3 vanilla tuner, and you've got a 1200 sitting there undefended on the field. Well, when the best part about the Atlanteans is you want to target them for their effects, or for Undyne's effect. If you pitch Dragoons, you get a Sea Serpent from your deck to your hand, any Sea Serpent. And there's awesome targets for that we'll talk about later. Marksman, when it's sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, you pop a face-down card your opponent controls. That could be a spell, trap, monster, whatever. And Heavy Infantry does the same thing, but it's a face-up card. So, minuses to their field, pluses to your field and to your hand. Depending on what you do, it's a great choice.
Plenty of
So yeah, as I just knocked over all my cards here. So yeah, like I was talking about these Atlanteans, Marksman at 2. He's an awesome little 1400 guy. He's a wiry little fucker though. If he ends up discarding him for water monster effects is one thing, or sending him to the graveyard for water monster effects is one thing. But if he hits your opponent, does battle damage to your opponent, he special summons another Atlantean monster or another Sea Serpent monster, I believe it is. No, it's just an Atlantean. Atlantean Sea Serpent type. Yeah, so I was right on both counts. From your deck, except for Atlantean Marksman. So you usually want to bring out Dragoons. Dragoons has a secondary effect that allows all level 3 or lower Sea Serpents to attack directly. So turn after turn, you're going to be hitting with Marksman for 14, and you're going to be plussing from your deck.
It's obnoxious.
Yeah. The best part about these Atlantean monsters is, though, now, I don't want any fucking video comments about, no, they shouldn't have that, this it's not supposed to work this way. This is the way it's been ruled. I can't say anything about it. I'm not going to complain about it, obviously, because it's good. Atlanteans, when they're overlaid and they're detached as Xyz materials from water monsters like Leviathan Dragon, Bahamut Shark, whatever, they do gain their effects because they're sent to the graveyard. They're treated as monsters, and they were sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect. That's why Sangan doesn't work, because I don't believe it's cost. So, I don't know. There's a million reasons why it doesn't work, and why this does work, but we're not going to get into that. You don't like it, go fuck yourself. That's basically what you're going to hear from any Mermail player these days.
Pretty much.
So anyway, moving on to heavy infantry. He's a little bit of a field swarmer. Once per turn, when he's face up on the field, you can normal summon an extra time, as long as it's for a sea serpent type monster, and it's level 4 or lower, I believe. So, but you can only gain the effect once per turn. So you can summon another heavy infantry, but you can't go off of that one either. You know. But yeah, so here's Dragoons. He's an 1800 beater. He's fun to lead off on the field with. Like I said, when he goes to the graveyard for a water monster's effect, he searches out a sea serpent. So that can be Mulan Glacier, that can be Megaloabyss, that can be a lot of the higher end guys that, you know, that can really move the game along faster. Oh yeah, those Gen X controllers I was talking about, these guys right here, nah, you know, whatever. I'll sync with them. I'll set them, throw them in the way of an attack. I used to run an Allure of Darkness in the deck, but that didn't end up coming up when I needed to. Allure of Darkness is not fun when it's limited, because that'd be your dark target to, you know, to banish when you +2. But it's just not worth it. Save a space in the deck. This deck is running at 42 cards right now, and it works pretty good. I'd like to cut it down maybe by like 1 card, but there's so much searching that you don't even need to. Okay.
Of course.
So getting into the actual Mermails in the deck, there's quite a few of them out there, but the ones that you need to be using are pretty evident, because they're obviously the shiniest ones, as with any deck. So we're going to start off with our favorite girl here, Mermail Abyss Linda.
Obnoxious.
Yeah. So she's a 1500 little thing there. You can throw her in the way of attacks. And that's where she's in her natural element, is when she's getting the crap beat out of her. Because when she hits the grave, when she's destroyed by whatever battle card effect, whatever, you special summon a Mermail from your deck. That could be any Mermail, including this dude right here. The $88 shark, Abyss Megalo.
It's an expensive shark. I could probably buy a real shark for less.
Exactly. You could get delicious shark cutlets or something, I don't know, for that. Oh, man. Now I'm hungry for seafood again.
Bowl of shark fin soup usually goes for about $100 nowadays.
Delicious.
Yeah.
And so is this guy. So he is the power fucking house of the deck. So he's a 2400 beater. When he's in your hand, he's special summonable by ditching 2 additional water monsters from your hand to the graveyard. And then you apply any additional effects that may have stacked on the chain like that. So, for example, Dragoons, Marksmen, Heavy Infantry, you know, whenever they're discarded. So you're possibly blowing up 2 cards. You're possibly blowing up a card and searching another one. You're getting 2 searches. It's beautiful.
It's a lot of craziness.
You get an innate search when Megalo hits the field, because when he's summoned that way through his own effect, you search your deck for an Abyss spell or trap and add it from your deck to your hand. So you're going to be searching either Abyss Sphere or one of my personal favorites, the new Abyss Scale of the Cadus from Cosmo Blazer. Awesome card. But we'll get to that later. Megalo has another ability. Yeah, it doesn't stop there. If you tribute, once per turn, you can tribute a face-up water monster, face-up attack position water monster you control, and then he gets to attack twice that battle phase. Beautiful. So he's a 2400 beater. You could be going in for a lot more if you have a heavy infantry on the field, because that's another way to pop another card or to get the effects of the Atlanteans. It's all about gaining their effects as many times as you can, in as many ways as you can, and as fast as you can. So another way to ramp their effects. I really like this guy. He's one of my favorite little searchers in the deck. Mermail Abyss Pike at 2.
Yep.
He's a 1600 attack point. He's a mid-range fighter. He's kind of cool. He can do some damage. When he's normal summoned or special summoned, which is what I love about him. So you special summon him from the deck with Lindy even. You can discard a water monster to add a level 3 water monster from your deck to your hand. So you can search out Undyne. He's the big searcher of the deck. Undyne, Marksman, Lindy, Snowman Eater now even. He can pretty much nab anything out of your deck. Moving on. One of the new guys that just hit in Cosmo Blazer, I haven't had much time testing him yet, but he's kind of cool. Mermail Abyss Teus, or Abyss Teus, I don't know what he's called. I call him Abyssopus, something like that. He's 1700 attack, and he's a level 7, so he's not too formidable. He's kind of like Megalo. You ditch one water monster, and then you drop him to the field. And when you do, you add a level 4 or lower Mermail monster from your deck to your hand. So that searches out Lindy or Abyss Pike, or if you happen to run any other level 4s, more power to you. But it's a pretty cool little searcher.
Yep.
And he's level 7, so if you have if you need to summon a Big Eye, he's a quick way to summon Big Eye. Overlay with your Gungnir with another Megalo. If you feel like you can handle the minus to field, I mean, even.
Yeah. I'd keep Gungnir.
Yeah, I'd keep Gungnir and Megalo any day. I don't think I've overlaid for Big Eye because I don't own one, unfortunately. I do have the rank 7 Mermail Xyz. He's kind of cool. We'll talk about him later, though. So the big card that a lot of people are talking about is this dude, Mulan Glacia, the Elemental Lord. He's kind of a boss. He's the new Elemental Lord. He's like Grand Soil and the new Pyrorex guy. You gotta have 5 water monsters in your grave to summon him. And when you do, he delinquent duos. And for those of you who are too young to know what that card is, he discards a card from your opponent's hand, and then discards another card from your opponent's hand. So 2. And it's boss. Because you can hit, you can hit those 2 cards. It's so amazing. And he's so easy to get out because he's a Sea Serpent. You search him with Dragoons. There's so much grave manipulation going on in this deck, and so much deck manipulation, and hand manipulation, and field manipulation, that you can get those 5 water monsters in there and search him out first turn. It's it's a beautiful thing. I've first turned him before. The last 2 monsters, but about Megalo, Mulan Glacia, really don't try to overextend and get him back. Once you hit past that 5 water monster threshold, let it go. Just let it go. Don't try to lighten your deck unless you're gonna magically Pot of Avarice into 5 water monsters in your grave again. Don't bother, just let it go. I've seen people lose because of that, trying to get back to that level. Just ditch him. Last 2 monsters, to flesh out the deck a little bit. This deck is all about rank 3 Xyzing. You can pretty much pull out any rank 3 Xyz, and it's awesome. 2 Tour Guide, just simply because you want that extra. You want that out. That Acid Golem, that Leviathan Dragon, cool stuff. Easy rank 3. I use her a lot for like Zen Mines and Levier. Levier especially because Macro and Defissure are live at any time when you're facing this deck, and it sucks. Staple spells. It's a pretty simple little equation here. Dark Hole, Reborn, 1 heavy, 2 MST, probably going to side a 3rd, maybe try to main a 3rd, because like I said, back row, that's like Macro and Defissure, that hurts you so much. You just want to get rid of it. A lot of low attack point monsters, water monsters in this deck, so 2 Salvage can really help you recycle stuff and regain those effects. You can do so much nut stuff with it. Last 2 spells. Abyss Scale of the Cadus. Now, this is highly untested, and so far I like what I see. So if you're familiar with Abyss Scale of the Kraken, you gain 800 attack this time, and you equip it to a Mermail monster. That Mermail monster gains 800 attack, I just said that, and it's kind of like a Doomcal for traps. If a trap would be activated or resolved on your opponent's side of the field, you have to ditch Cadus, and it negates the effect. So it's weird because if you flip up, if this is on the field and you flip up like Macro, you have to ditch it, and then Macro just floats. It doesn't regain its effect. It's so weird. A lot of people are arguing over rulings about it. So
I think it's very effective.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Definitely, it makes your opponent really think about what traps they want to activate.
Yeah, Fizzle the Solemn, Fizzle the Bottomless. Yeah. It's cool.
Fizzle the first thing. Basically, like it makes your opponent have to do what you have to do with Shien. What is expendable to play, and then still be able to make your push after that first one.
It wasted out Shien, exactly.
Yeah.
makes your opponent think a lot more before they play. So moving on to traps, 2 bottomless because bottomless, 2 fiendish chain because fiendish chain. I don't think I need to explain that.
Yeah, helps with
Solemn warning, and no judgment, but another big player card in this deck is Abyss Sphere at 2.
Definitely.
I have a third. I don't know if I want to run a third because a third can be a dead draw and just not really help you after you run out of targets for it in the deck. So you flip it up. It's a continuous trap. This is a very, very versatile trap. Continuous trap. Flip it up, special summon a Mermail from your deck, any Mermail.
Usually
your best target is for Lindy. So you want to set it face down in front of your opponent's attack empty field. They attack into your Lindy. She pops. You get the Mermail from your deck, either Megalo or Pike, and then you gain their effects, further on. If your opponent decides not to attack, it's okay. You're not sitting there with a dead defense position monster, because Abyss Sphere automatically self-destructs on your opponent's next end phase. So they could just say, I'm not going to attack into it, and my turn. You go, okay, done.
Yeah.
It dies anyway. The one little caveat with this card is the Mermail monster that you special summon with it has its effects negated while it's face up in the field. So that's the best part about using Lindy, is her effect activates in the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
So pop, here she comes. There are so many ways you can chain off of that. I mean, if you need an extra level 3 for an Exceed, go for it. Bring it out of the deck. So let's talk about extra deck here. Pretty standard sideboard. There's really not much, that's going to be too unfamiliar. So little explanation is needed. 1 Max C, because it's Max C. 2 Fossil Dyna. Be careful if you're going to use that. Really focus on your normal summons. Obviously, use that as a situational thing, because this deck does revolve around a lot of special summons, and flipping up that Fossil Dyna with no way to get things out afterwards is kind of ballsy.
Yeah.
But it's worked. It saved me. We were at a local last night, and that saved my ass from a full field of special summon monsters. 2 Imps because I hate Dark World.
Who doesn't?
1 Imperial Iron Wall, probably going to 2 because I hate Macro. 1 Starlight Road because I hate mass removal. 2 Shadow Imprisoning because I hate Dark World. 2 Light Imprisoning because I hate Lightsworn and anything that's light, because Chaos sucks.
Yeah.
I hate BLS.
Yeah, exactly.
Goes in Match because fuck your pile of elements.
Nonsense.
Yeah. Use 1 element and be a boss. And then this is definitely going to 2 because I hate mirror matches and I hate Dark Worlds. Debunk at 1. Definitely going to get a second one. I don't own a second one for whatever reason. They're not hard to find.
I don't even own one. So
yeah, well,
you're lucky you have one.
Get better, scrub. Let's talk about the extra deck right here. Says the kid who just got his ass handed to him by prophecies. Extra deck synchros and exceeds are kind of standard. Armory Arm at 1 because we love Armory Arm.
Why not?
Armory Arm makes huge plays in this deck. Catastor, easy to make.
Catastor.
Duloran, because flip up that Abyss Sphere, send it back to your hand, pop your own Lindy. It's awesome. It lets you recycle your Fiendish Chains, your Spheres, a lot of stuff. Gungnir, because he's a water monster, and he discards things, gains Atlantean effects, extra removal, and then gets double pops. It's awesome. Black Rose because an easy 7 to make. Stardust because Starlight Road.
2.
Gachi, easy to overlay for. Extra protection. This next chick, Mermail Abyss, right? Another new Cosmo Exceed. She'd be a lot. She's majorly protective. She's the rank 3 Gachi. 2,800 defense, huge. And she protects other Mermails from any attack, spell trap effect, monster effect, and instantly targets herself, like she's a switch for herself. And then when she dies, you take a Mermail out of your graveyard and special summon it. It's beautiful. Only thing is, she requires 3 level 3 monsters to exceed for, so that's like a really situational thing. You can easily spam level 3s for her, though. Real big staple in the deck, Leviathan Dragon at 2. He's just massive. He gets beefy, and you detach Marksman and pop face downs and swing face. Zen Mines because Zen Mines. Leviair because fuck you, Macro. A new favorite guy. This guy came out in Abyss Rising. Bahamut Shark. You don't see yourself running into too many rank 4 options in this deck because really the only level 4 monsters you can summon with are Pike and Dragoons. But Dragoons is an amazing card to summon with this guy. With. You detach an Xyz material from Bahamut Shark, and you special summon from your graveyard or from your extra deck a rank 3 or lower water Xyz monster with no materials, and that monster can't attack this turn. Or Bahamut Shark can't attack this turn. It's awesome. So you can pull out that new Abyss Trite lady. You can pull out Leviathan Dragon. There's a video of me dueling one of our friends who was playing Chaos Herald. I lost horribly. But first game I slaughtered him, and I won because of Bahamut Shark. The game-winning kill was Bahamut Shark, Leviathan Dragon into Armory Arm, and like Atlantean Marksman on the field or something like that, and I just swung face. It was beautiful. So yeah, next one, Abyss Dweller, because mirror matches can suck, but more importantly, he drops the effects of anything that happens in the graveyard after you detach an Xyz material. And water monsters you control gain 500 attack if he's got Xyz materials on him that were originally water. So he's a cool little pumper too. And last one, Mermail Abyss Gaios. He's really underused. Nobody really likes him. But he's your best rank 7 Xyz option if you don't own a Big Eye. Okay. And Big Eye trumps him any day because Big Eye just takes monsters. But he's 2,800 attack and he negates effects. Level 5 or higher monsters can't attack when he has Xyz material on him. So that's kind of cool. But you can detach an Xyz material, and any monster that's face up on the field that your opponent controls currently that has less attack than him has its effects negated. So, pretty cool.
I was just going to say my wetlands build can sneak past that. But no.
No. No one sneaks past my giant bearded dragon lizard sea serpent man with a trident.
Let's see. He's just Poseidon.
Yeah, he's basically Poseidon. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He is Poseidon.
So anyway, that's that. So let me know what you think. It obviously needs a little work because some really bad things happen to me when I play this deck sometimes. So if you have any suggestions, put a video, put a comment. And as always, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, hide your kids, hide your wife. And we'll see you next time. Bye.